our goal here is to, elevating property management, right? We want to bring what works to the forefront so that we can make property management an industry that has a good reputation instead of a bad
Yeah.
one, or so
Yeah.
that the people that want to rise can rise and continue to be better.
Yes, I'd say it's really two things. Number one, it's good, clean books. As an investment sales broker, I'm constantly underwriting multi-tenant deals. And in order to underwrite the deal, I have to look at the rent roll and the profit and loss report. And it takes me about 3 seconds to know if the person that's putting together the profit and loss report and rent roll is doing a good job managing the property, because they've got clean records, right? Everything is clean. Everything is easy to understand. If a broker or the owner wants to know what's going on with the property, they should be able at any point to take a snapshot and see financially what is the health of this property,
Mhm.
right? I've seen other deals on the other side where even the owner has no idea what's going on because the property manager doesn't know what's going on. And as a broker, I mean, look at it this way. As a broker, a lot of those deals are not saleable because we can't verify the rent roll. We can't verify the T12. We can't verify the profit and loss report. So it's so essential that your property manager is on top of the books and records for your asset. It's very, very, very important. So I think that's number one.
Mhm.
Number two is, what if I would go and tour the property? What would it look like?
Mhm.
Right? Is it clean? Is it well maintained? Is there deferred maintenance? Are there
Mhm.
cracks in the pavement? Is the roof on its way out? And now, granted, in all fairness to the property manager, many times it's the investor that's saying, okay, I understand, right?
Yeah.
There's some deferred maintenance, but I'm not spending that money. But at least a property manager is that liaison to say, hey, here's the reason you do want to spend the money. Here's the reason you do want to take care of this now. So, good books and records and a clean, well-run property, those are, in my mind, from a commercial perspective, two of the signs of a solid property manager.
Mhm. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. The clean books, and I completely understand it, right? Because you're coming at it from a different side than we work with a lot of times. But when we get brought in for the due diligence phase, like we need to see clean books,
Mhm.
or just so we can understand, so we can give guidance, like, hey, here's where there's opportunities for improvement, or we have no idea what's going on out there, right?
Right.
It's the term around our office is dumpster fire, right? Oh, this is just a complete dumpster fire, right? Like we have no idea what's going on out there. We don't have leases, we don't have books, like everything's, leases don't match the rents that are being paid. So now that they're paying the higher rent than their lease says, but we don't have a renewed lease, are we just going, it's a verbal contract now? So
Right.
go with the higher rent. And if they keep paying, then we've got a verbal contract. So it's that sort of thing that we see. And I'm glad that you brought up books, because I've asked that question a lot. And, that's not an answer that we hear very often. I think it's the first time that I've heard it. When I think about that, it's, everything hinges on the success of that property, right? And then being
Yeah.
able to, sell the property or make money as the owner.
And as a broker, I've turned sellers away and said, I'm sorry, I can't sell this property. Oh, well, I collect the rent in cash every month. I mean, can I just, write a receipt? No, no one's going to buy that.
Mhm.
Or, oh, well, the books aren't really clean, or, we don't really know what happened here. Listen, at the end of the day, you might think that your property's in good shape right now financially, but if I go to sell that property for you, I'm going to look at your past years of profit and loss reports and rent rolls. And if I see that there's a discrepancy, or there's something in there that is not, verifiable, for example, that property, I can't just say, oh, well, this is the person's word. Let's take it at face value. Let's put it out on the market.
Yeah.
That's a significant, it's almost like, I have a background in title. I almost look at it as like it's a cloud on the title, right?
Mhm.
Because if you don't have good books and records going back, if your property manager didn't do their job, it's not enough for them to do their job right now. They have to have done their job for a while, because when I go to underwrite that property, if I see that there's something missing, that's a huge red flag, and any investor is going to have a problem with that.
Yeah, you're 100% right. One of the things that I tell people, right, when I'm having these conversations is, my goal with property management is to be respected, to be a profession, because we're dealing with tens to hundreds of millions of dollars
Mhm.
worth of assets. We're dealing with people's biggest financial investments. We're dealing with people's retirement. And we need to be aware of that. And we need to hold ourselves to a level of professionalism that accountants do, that bankers do.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't think of us in that realm, or the industry as a whole in that realm. They want that sort of those deliverables. They don't know that they always want them, but that's the level that we need to be performing at as an industry, so that we can help the owners, and, you know, we can hold ourselves to a higher standard. And then also it makes it easier for you guys.
Absolutely, no
So
question about it.